Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're discussing how you can actually go about setting goals. What's up guys, it's Shama from Happy Living Now, where we help you live your best life by bringing your dreams and visions to life so you too can live your happiest and richest life. And happy new year guys. I can't believe 2020 is actually here. It's the start of a new decade, and you know what that means. A lot of us are actually writing down our visions, writing down goals. We have dreams, we have visions for things we want to accomplish not only in this year but also for the next decade of our lives. And while a lot of us might actually know how to go about getting on to those goals, some of you might be having difficulty knowing where to start. So that's the purpose for this video. In today's video, I'm going to share a few tips and tricks with you to help you go ahead and start setting goals. Okay, so the first tip to actually setting goals is you want to start by picturing and envisioning your life. What is your ideal life? Where are you right now? Where do you want to be? What does it take for you to get there? What exactly do you want to do? These are some of the questions that you want to ask yourself while you go ahead and picture your ideal life. Once you have actually envisioned your life, now you're ready to move on to step number 2. So step number 2 is to actually go ahead and write down your goals. You've envisioned your ideal life, and now it's time to put pen to paper and think about the goals that you want to achieve. Now, when you're writing down your goals, you definitely want to make sure that you're thinking of the acronym SMART, actually smarter, but you want to focus on SMART from the beginning when you're writing down your goals. And what that means is you want to make sure you're writing goals that are specific. So you want to put your goals down in specific versus general. You also want to make sure that your goals are measurable, or there's a way that you can track your progress over time. So one of the questions you want to ask yourself is, how will you go about knowing that you've actually accomplished that particular goal? So when you're writing your goal, that falls under measurable. The A stands for action, actionable. So you want to write out your goals in ways of I will versus I want to or I would like. You want to make sure that your goals, you use action verbs. You also want to make sure that your goals are relevant and relatable. So the question to think of at this point is, how do that goal relate to your life right now or the life that you want to build in the future? Then you want to make sure that your goal is time bound. That means you want to give a specific time frame or a deadline by which you hope to accomplish that goal. Now remember earlier I said you want to write goals that are smarter. That means SMARTER. When you're first writing down your goals, you definitely want to make sure that they fall within the SMART acronym, but you also want to make sure that you remember the ER for the smarter. You want to make sure that you're also going to be able to evaluate those goals, hence the E. Okay, so you want to make sure that the goals that you're writing down, there are ways that you're going to constantly check in and evaluate your progress on accomplishing those goals. And then finally, you want to make sure that you're going to be able to reward yourself for accomplishing that goal. So again, step number 2, you write smarter goals, specific versus general, measurable, actionable, relevant or relatable, time-bound. E stands for the evaluate, and the rewards. So say for example, one of your goals is to lose weight. As far as actionable goals are concerned, you want to say, I will lose 15 pounds by March 30th, 2020. That way, you know you've put it out in plain words, you're specific, you've given yourself a time period, you know it's going to be measurable because you know there are ways you're going to be able to track your progress, whether it's by weighing yourself in inches or taking your weight on the scale every now and then. You know it's actionable because again, you've said I will versus I would like. It's relatable to your life. Let's just say for purposes of this video that it's relatable to your life. You know that you want to be able to lose weight, and it's time bound. You've given yourself a time period by which you want to make sure that you've accomplished that goal. So And of course, the ER, you're going to be able to evaluate your progress because you're going to see how you're doing weight loss wise. And of course, if you're losing weight, you're able to reward yourself. So now that you're done with step number 2, the next step is, of course, to prioritize. So step number 3 is prioritize. You want to go through the goals that you've written down, and now you want to put them in order of importance to you and prioritize those goals. Now, of course, if you've written down your goals, you're probably going to be of the mindset that all of the goals are important, and that might be true. But it is also true that some of the goals you have written down are probably going to be more important to you than others. And remember, the more goals you have, the more that means you're in goal competition. Goal competition means each of your goals are now in competition with each other. The biggest barrier to you accomplishing your goals is the other goals that you have. So if you have 2 or 3 or more goals, that means they're all competing against each other. The time and focus you're going to spend on one goal means time and attention taken away from another goal. So you definitely want to think of things like that when you're prioritizing your goals. Which ones are most important to you? Which ones do you really want to focus on versus others? And therefore, you're going to put them in order of importance that way. Now, another thing to think about that falls under prioritizing your goals as well is think about the sacrifices that you're going to have to make to accomplish those goals. Of course, we all want the end result. The reason why we're writing a goal is because we want the end result. But you also have to think about the things that you might have to give up to actually accomplish that goal. What is the pain that you're willing to accept to accomplish that goal? How determined are you to get to that goal? What are you willing to give up to get to that goal? So say, for example, using our lost weight example again for purposes of this video, say your goal is to lose weight. We've already talked about how to go about putting that goal in the smarter way. And then now you're prioritizing. So if losing weight is one of your goals and you're trying to figure out, is that goal more important to you than other goals that you have or you want to focus on? Think about the sacrifices that you're going to have to make. Okay, so some of the sacrifices for losing weight might be not eating as much junk food, cooking at home more than eating out, exercising a whole lot more. These are some of the things that may fall under the umbrella of losing weight. And so you have to think about, are you really willing to give up junk food? How many times a week are you going to be willing to exercise to get to your goal weight? Are you willing to give up certain foods? Are you able to cook at home? Do you want to be able to cook at home every day versus eating out? So these are the things that you're going to have to think about as well when you're prioritizing your goals. The thing is, when you're writing down goals and you're prioritizing goals, you have to remember that goal setting is not just about the end result alone. It also involves the processes and the costs that it's going to take to get there. The fourth step to actually start setting goals is further breaking down your goals into smaller goals. So you've written down your smarter goals, you've prioritized the goals that are most important to you, and now that you know which goals you want to focus on most, you now break down those goals into smaller goals. And what I mean by smaller goals, I mean you're going to now convert those big, large goals into smaller, manageable tasks that you're going to accomplish maybe daily or weekly. You also want to be intentional about those tasks or the smaller goals because you want to be able to feel success and progress along the way, which will in turn help motivate you to keep going on accomplishing your other goals. So definitely be intentional about the tasks that you're going to list. Also, because you're further breaking down your main goal into smaller goals, you may want to further write it down into easy tasks. Even though that task may seem so obvious to you, I would recommend that you write it down, because no matter how obvious it seems, if you have it down as a task and then you do that task and you've accomplished that task, crossing that task out of your list makes you feel accomplished. It gives you a sense of success, it gives you a sense of progress, it makes you feel accomplished, and it serves as motivation to help you further work on other tasks. So I don't care how simple it is, I don't care how easy it may look and how obvious it may look to you, like, oh, that's, a no-brainer. Write it down if you're just starting off setting goals, because doing that is gonna keep you motivated to keep working towards your overall goal. Definitely make sure that you're at least working every day towards accomplishing those goals. Because remember, we all have that big goal that we're working towards, but now you've further broken them into smaller goals or tasks that you're gonna do daily or even weekly. And I would recommend that you take a task every day, small task, to help you get to that overall goal. So say for example, again, our weight loss, that's our overall goal. So earlier in the video, we talked about how we were very specific with our losing weight goal. So we said we want to lose 15 pounds at the end of March 2020. Assuming it's one of the important goals to us as well, after we've gone through and we've checked our list of priority, losing weight is a priority for us. So now we're going to break that down further into smaller goals. So for example, we know that to lose weight, we may have to exercise, we may have to cut off the junk food and eat more healthy foods. So a daily task or a smaller task that you could possibly do every day would, you could say, I will exercise 3 times a week for 30 minutes a day. I will buy more fruits and vegetables. I will eat a fruit and vegetable every day. By doing that, you see just how much it's going to enable you to be able to stay on track rather than just saying, I will lose 15 pounds or I will lose weight. Breaking it down into smaller parts is going to help you feel more accomplished day to day. Now remember, because you are now starting off setting goals, you are new at this. So you definitely want to make sure that you remember to take things slow. If you're just starting off, chances are you're gonna feel stuck when it comes to accomplishing your goals. You're gonna feel stuck when it comes to accomplishing certain tasks, and you might not know where to go from there. So if you feel stuck on any particular task within a goal, I would recommend maybe trying to accomplish another task under that same goal, or maybe even switching to a completely different goal so that you're working on something else and then you're taking a break from that one thing and having to come back to it at another time. That may be something that might work for you. I would also recommend that you consider asking other people for help and feedback on other possible ways that you can accomplish your goals. Opinions of others can definitely help, and it gives you a different perspective that you might not have thought about before. If you are going to ask other people for help, definitely make sure that the people that you are going to ask for feedback are people that are actually supportive of the goals that you're working towards in the first place. The last thing you need is to be asking people for feedback and you know they don't support you. Okay, so make sure that whomever opinion it is that you're seeking, they definitely support you, they're behind you 100%, and you know that they have your back. And you want to remember that since you're just starting off, it's better to start small. Maybe you should start with one goal and then work from there, instead of having 5 goals and having to feel overwhelmed because you don't really know how to go about accomplishing them. Also, do not be too hard on yourself. If you were just starting off, or even if you've been doing this for a long time, you gotta remember, working on goals takes time. It gets hard sometimes. It takes discipline, it takes dedication, and it definitely takes determination. So I would say definitely don't be too hard on yourself. If there's something that's keeping you stuck, again, like I said, move on to something else and come back to it. Take a breather and come back to it. But don't be too hard on yourself. Do not rush the process. Go slow, trust the process, and of course, you want to definitely believe in yourself. Because at the end of the day, if you don't have belief in yourself that you can do this, all the other things I mentioned in this video is going to be of no use to you. So definitely remember, go slow, trust the process, and believe in yourself, because you definitely got this. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, definitely hit the like button. Comment down below and let me know what are the goals you're working on for 2020. And if there's anything specific that you'd like me to cover, drop that down in the comment section below as well. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell so you never miss a video. I wish you guys many, many, many blessings, peace and love for 2020. Stay blessed, and I will see you guys next time. Bye guys.